Today we're talking about the light at the end of the tunnel. A lot of times you're in the tunnel and the light feels like it's really far away. Sometimes it could be closer, sometimes it could be further away. Sometimes you're not in the tunnel at all. And if that's you, then that's great. And look, this is the thing. This is obviously a metaphor for adversity and working through hardship to get to the promised land or the other side, or to see the fruits of your labor, or to reap what you have sown. Right? All of these are expressions to communicate the same thing, which is a period of growth, going through and experiencing like darkness to get to the light. Now, the thing that you must prime your mind for, the thing that you must keep your eyes on is the light. You can't look down, you can't look up, you can't look side to side. Look at the light. Look for the light. Look for the light. Because that's where you're going. You got to go to the light. There's no other way. There's no other way. There's no other way. Where are you gonna go? So, what does this look like practically? Well, when you're spiraling, when you're crashing out, when you feel like you're between a rock and a hard place, when you don't know where to turn, when you don't know where to go, when you're at your wit's end, you gotta keep looking. You gotta keep looking for a way to see where the good is. See where is the good here? How can this be used in a good way? How can this be seen in a beautiful way, in a positive way? And look, it might not always be a positive reframe that you use, but a useful reframe, because look, there might not be anything positive about someone getting killed in a car accident or something. I don't know. Maybe there's nothing good about it, but it becomes useful to think about ways that you can think about it in a way that's not tragic. They're in a better place. That's a prime example. It's a prime example of, this is a belief that I am entertaining. Because from a practical standpoint, from a pragmatic standpoint, psychologically, my psychological health has peace knowing that they're in a better place. I can think about that, I can see what that is, and I can come to terms with it and move forward. I can accept reality for what it is and keep going forwards and keep living my life and keep growing. And this is everywhere. This is in every circumstance. Every area of life that has suffering, has the capacity for suffering, it also has the capacity for acceptance and for reframing. Look, the thing is that your reality is subjective. There's no objective reality. There really isn't. And whatever you choose to believe about your reality reinforces your reality. So there's two things here. One, do you have influence over what you believe about your reality? And two, if you have influence over what you believe about your reality, what are you choosing? What are you choosing to believe? The way I see it is, let's assume that you do. Let's assume that you do have influence. Okay? Now what are you going to choose to believe? Let's assume that you do have influence. Okay? So then what are you going to choose to believe? In this case, it becomes useful to identify, okay, let me take a step back. Now, let's assume that you don't. Let's assume that you have no influence over the belief systems that you have, the beliefs that you have, the thoughts you have, the emotions you have. Let's say that you have no influence. Real quick, let's say that you didn't, but if you did, what would you want your beliefs to be? You see that? Right now, you have no influence over what your beliefs are, and you're aware of it. So then, if you become someone who is powerless, who has no agency, who has no willpower over what you believe or what you think, take a moment to entertain that reality and ask the question, what would you want to believe if you could? Are you with me? If you're hanging, look, I'll say this. If you're hanging with me at this point, you kind of see what I'm getting at. If you've hung on for this long, if you're still with me, you see what I'm getting at. Because now, let's assume that you can choose what you believe. Let's assume that the beliefs that you choose about the reality around you shape your reality. They influence how your reality manifests. You presuppose that your beliefs about reality cause reality to unfold in that way. All right, say less. In that case, I'm in this tunnel and I can't seem to give up. I can't seem to stop looking for the light. I can't seem to do it. It's not my DNA. It's not in my consciousness. Even if I tried to turn around and walk into pitch darkness, I couldn't. I wouldn't be able to. This is useful. It's useful. Because you get the opportunity to be real with yourself about your agency. And it might not be a lot, but it's something. And depending on how you use your agency, it can provide a profoundly transformational experience for you. Especially if you know how to access the part of your mind that you don't have any agency over. And you can reprogram what's in the subconscious using your agency. Your agency is a very small part of your brain. And then like the rest of everything that's happening in your brain is just it's a lot of automatic programs. So what if you knew how to use that small part of your brain to bit by bit reprogram the big part of your brain? You with me? That's what I do. That's what my app does. That's what I've been working on for years. Cool. I'm going to let you go. Cultivate, innovate, elevate. We'll see you next time.